Hello YouTube family, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we will be talking about the science and psychology behind positive thinking and how it impacts and affects us. If you like our videos, please like and subscribe. I am truly grateful for each one of you and your support. Now, I would like to begin by asking that you keep the following question in mind. How important is being positive in life? How important is it to be positive in life? Now, in this video, we will explore this question and answer this question in light of science and psychology. The belief that positive thinking has the power to completely transform one's life is held all over the world. In every culture, from advertisements, movies, and even kids' shows, all forms of media have ingrained this idea of positivity as being the answer to all human problems. Even scientific research has shown all the ways a positive mindset can affect the human mind and body. But the question to be asked is whether all of this is true, and if it is, how does positivity impact our lives on such a large scale? The science behind what we can call a culture of positivity can be traced back to the 80s, when psychology was actively used to study and identify the workings of the human emotions. A scientist named Martin Seligman was the first person to promote positive thinking as a form of healing and as a way to live a healthier lifestyle. Martin is said to be one of the founders of positive psychology, and his work goes into great depth about the science of positive thinking. Through his research, Seligman came to the conclusion that the science of psychology can be used to train the human mind into living life with a positive attitude. Before positive psychology, science focused largely on negative human emotions such as anger, fear, and violence, and it tried to figure out a way for humans to overcome them. With positive psychology, the tables were turned and people started to emphasize more positive emotions such as contentment, excitement, cheerfulness to achieve some sort of fulfillment. As a form of science, positive thinking largely depends on identifying and building one's mental strengths rather than focusing on their weaknesses. Humanist psychologists like Abraham Maslow, who's widely known for creating Maslow's hierarchy of needs to determine different levels of human needs and the order they should be catered to, he is also known for critiquing traditional psychology for focusing more on human vulnerabilities more than their potentials. Now, this paves a way for positive thinking to fully emerge as a field of study and started being employed by people as a way of life. Instead of lingering on what's broken, people gradually have learned to move ahead with whatever is working for them. The way positive thinking works is much similar to the model of classical conditioning, where people condition their behavioral patterns. With positive thinking, it gets easier the more you practice it. Whether it's in the form of affirmation, mindfulness, or meditation, the key is continued practice. Science journalist and researcher Daniel Goleman, well known for being a behavioral science writer in the New York Times, claims that positivity in fact does result in an improved state of well-being. Positive thinking promotes creative thinking, faster processing, and flexibility when it comes to situations of distress. Based on these scientific studies, positive thinking has turned into the solution for every problem at hand. From stress and anxiety to actual health risks like cancer, people who believe in the science of positive thinking claim that anything can be dealt with when you have the right outlook on life. Within its limitations, there is no denying the impact that positive thinking can have on human lives, and science stands as proof of that. If a person focuses on their positive emotions rather than the negative ones, it's almost impossible for them to keep lingering over certain failures. Positive thinking has the ability to trigger the production of serotonin, also known as the happy hormone in our brains. Other than that, positive thinking also stimulates the human brain to release hormones like dopamine and oxytocin more frequently than usual. Combined with serotonin, these hormones play a huge part in helping you and I regulate any negative emotions that might be stressing us out. Scientifically, positive thinking ultimately has an impact in our overall psychological stability, helping us to cope with situations in a much more positive way without burdening our minds and bodies. According to several researchers, changing your perspective on life can change the chemistry of your entire brain. Patterns of positive thinking promote a sense of well-being by reducing the production of cortisol, which is the hormone that induces mental and physical stress in the human body. Keeping a positive outlook in every situation conditions our brain into staying happy, and its effects are seen on the body as well in the form of improved immunity, better concentration, and reduced mental strain. While this is obviously not a permanent solution to certain conditions like mental and physical illnesses, a positive mindset can help us deal with negative situations relatively more easily. Now, despite its real-life benefits, over time, positive thinking has turned optimism from a personality trait into a self-fulfilling prophecy of sorts, where believing in something hard enough is the only way to achieve it. Psychologically and realistically, we spoke of the benefits, but we must also be careful and aware of the other side of the coin, which cautions us into understanding that believing in something hard enough is the only way to achieve it, if not properly understood, can affect us to an extent where positive thinking might just cloud our judgments and expectations. While chemically thinking negative thoughts limits serotonin production, and in turn, a positive mindset encourages it and allows us to feel better about ourselves. However, there's more to that. There's more to the story. One can't solely rely on positive thoughts to help us through life. According to recent scientific studies, extensive positive thinking is the leading cause of poor decision making. So we have to be careful. I'm a strong believer in the importance of positive thinking. However, it is important that we are honest with ourselves. And as we strive to maintain a positive attitude in light of challenges, there are definitely moments when we are unable to be positive. While it is okay to be hopeful and overlook certain negative aspects of our lives, completely ignoring all possible negative outcomes will not be helpful to our growth. Even in the struggle and amidst the negative outcomes, we can choose to be positive, but not by ignoring the negative, but by coming to accept the inevitable. Current research has shown that realists often show greater overall well-being than optimists who believe that positivity is the cure to everything. While positive thinking has many benefits, if paired with a balanced outlook on life, it becomes unstoppable. I strongly believe that having a positive attitude is found not in ignoring the negative or failures of life, but in accepting that they are there, while not giving negativity or the daily struggles power over you, but still choosing to remain in control of your life. I want to be clear. Those of us who have a positive outlook on life, we're doing all we can to be a light in the life of others. However, it is important to strike a balance and know exactly where and when we need to be realistic instead of relying on positive affirmations to get us through the dark times. While scientists believe that there might be a strong link between positive thinking and the human immune system, there are not many proven benefits of it on people's mental health. In fact, studies have shown that simply forcing oneself to think positive has little to no effect on people suffering from acute depression and anxiety. Despite all the media and self-help books that may say that positivity is the key to a healthy mental and physical life, it's crucial to identify where its limits lie. Does a positive outlook on life have scientifically proven benefits? Yes. But what people need to understand is that human beings don't come with buttons to switch off their emotions. choosing to completely neglect all negative emotions rather than processing them can prove to be extremely dangerous in the long run. The key to understanding positivity in healthy terms is to acknowledge that we need to accept that we can't control everything. Regulating our emotions can help us function better mentally and physically in a certain capacity, but with obvious limitations. Forcing yourself or others to be happy without considering any other circumstances will do everyone more harm than good. The human body has complex chemical reactions that make us behave in a certain way. And science has shown that positive thinking alone can help us overcome that. The pressure to be happy and good all the time is scientifically unrealistic. A better and more viable way is to learn how to approach our emotions in a positive manner rather than only approaching your positive emotions. Healthy people shouldn't stop themselves from focusing on negativity. Instead, processing your negative emotions is a practice that needs to be encouraged. True positive thinking comes when people change their negative experience into positive ones. For instance, taking failure and using it as an emotion to do better in the future is a healthy way to use a negative emotion or a negative experience and turn it into a hopeful, growth-filled, and successful experience that will help us in the future. Even Seligman concluded his study of positive psychology by saying that positivity can tend to be pushed in ways that it should not. Ultimately, it's no use denying the benefits of adapting positive mindset, daily affirmations, surrounding ourselves with positive people, maintaining a gratitude journal, and focusing on the good of life is imperative to one's physical and mental health. However, with mainstream culture promoting positivity as the answer to all life's problems, it's extremely important to draw boundaries. Scientifically, being forced into feeling positive about something when you're clearly not up for it isn't good for the mind or the body. In fact, research has shown that people who tend to accept negativity as a part of life are much more successful as compared to people who refuse to acknowledge their shortcomings. Positive psychology, although intended to provide a better way for people to deal with their emotions, has currently taken the form of a culture of positivity, where people are more often performing positivity than experiencing it themselves. Let me repeat that once again. People are most often performing positivity rather than experiencing it themselves. Now, this obsession with good vibes and positive feelings, when not properly understood, is depriving people of much needed space to process grief, trauma, and even mental stress. While links between optimism and general health do exist, as I mentioned, it's also important to tackle issues that are hard to talk about if we want to cultivate a more empathetic society. The reality, based on science, is that all feelings are valid and necessary. But too much of a certain emotion has also proven to be detrimental. The key is to learn how to balance the challenges of life in a way that works best for you. To answer the question we asked at the beginning of this video, we can definitely say that positive thinking contributes to one's growth and development when we view positive thinking not as the end-all be-all, but as a contributing piece of the puzzle of life, as patterns of positive thinking promote a sense of well-being by reducing the production of cortisol, which is the hormone that induces stress in the human body. Now, positive thinking has the ability to trigger the production of serotonin, also known as the happy hormone. Ultimately, keeping a positive outlook in every situation conditions the brain into staying happy, and its effects are seen on the body as well in the form of improved immunity, better concentration, and reduced mental strain. Now, I really want to thank you for watching, and if you like this video, please like, click on the bell, and subscribe for more. I wish you a great day and week, and remember, positivity is a beautiful thing. But when we also experience difficulties and hardships in life, don't be afraid to sit in those moments of difficulty, because it is in processing and understanding the hardships, the difficulties that we are experiencing, that we are able to process what is going on and we are able to grow. Those challenges and those failures are really opportunities for us to grow, opportunities for us to understand difficulties and struggles in life in ways that we perhaps would not if we never thought about the situation or struggle that we are in. So yes, it is difficult to experience negative and difficult things in life. Yes, it is possible to have an outlook of positivity and to look at the negative moments of our lives and process them in light of a positive attitude. I want to leave you with this quote. You can always apply a positive mindset, a positive attitude to life. Attitude is a small thing that makes a big difference. I really appreciate your support. I love you guys, and I wish you a great, great week. Take care. See you next time.